Hey guys, what's up? Manny here, welcome back to another episode. Recently I realized that it's actually been a long time since I created some content that is specifically directed towards beginners. But a lot of you guys out there are probably still in the beginner stage, also because I got a lot of my subscribers from the technique episodes and especially from the beginner ones. And a short time ago I received also a comment onto my rest day Q&A video which simply states, can you make a new video for beginner climbers please? And that kind of woke me up to the fact that although I'm trying to give useful advice constantly, it has all been more or less sophisticated, advanced stuff. So that goes to show how important comments can be and feedback and all that stuff, so keep them up. Anyway, so I asked myself the question, if I was a beginner again, is there anything I would do differently from today's perspective? And quite quickly there were 3 things that jumped to my mind, and I thought I will share them with you guys so that you may achieve a bit faster progress in your own climbing, if you're still a beginner yourself at least. And by the way, today's background footage was taken at yet another rest day hiking adventure to the 3 Mills with Notice, who's a local here in Leonidio and thus knows all the interesting sites. So let's get into it. The first tip that I have for you is do not crimp indoors. I've talked about this a lot already in other videos like the gripping technique or the finger injury prevention episode and also in the recent Q&A, but I can't stress it enough. I never got a finger injury outdoors in about 6 or 7 years of outdoor climbing, and I did quite hard sport routes as well as some tough bouldering here and there, and I can confidentially say I did some crazy crimping on those problems. For some strange reasons it didn't matter because it was outdoors. When I think back, I can recall 4 or 5 bigger finger injuries, all of which involved the A2 pulley of either the middle or the ring finger of mine, and they all were the result of indoor crimping. In fact, I can recall the period when I started crimping as a beginner pretty well, in the gym of course, since I was a total gym rat. And I thought, cool, with this grip I can crank down also those tiny edges in the overhang, which was not possible before because I simply was too weak. What I should have done instead, I should have tried to actively adopt a more open gripping style on those edges, which would have ingrained more open gripping into my brain in general and much earlier, and I would have gotten stronger on those grips earlier, making excessive crimping unnecessary, and I probably could have avoided some of those injuries. Long story short, try to make an effort to get stronger on open grips so that you don't have to rely on full crimping all the time, especially if you're a gym rat like I was. My second tip would be ask yourself early what you actually want to get good at. There are so many disciplines in climbing: indoor sport climbing, outdoor sport climbing, indoor bouldering, outdoor bouldering, competition lead, competition bouldering, thread climbing, alpine multi-pitch climbing, maybe also free soloing, ice climbing and speed climbing and whatnot. Once you've found your favorite, try to get as many meters in that discipline as possible. Don't make the mistake to put most of your effort in training for it. I spent my first 2 years of climbing in the boulder gym without even thinking about all those other disciplines, and I don't regret it because I enjoyed it quite a lot and I think it created quite a good strength basis which I could work with. But one day somebody took me to a sport climbing crag outdoors and I loved it instantly. And since then outdoor sport climbing has been my favorite discipline. I simply love the thrill of the height and the exposure combined with managing the hostile environment of a hard sport route with almost no rock contact and so on and so forth. Outdoor bouldering comes in as a close second, I would say. Despite these preferences, I spent most of my time in that boulder gym thinking I need the indoor training to climb hard outdoors, and also because it was close to the uni and stuff like that. From today's perspective, I would say don't fool yourself. You will always get stronger in what you're doing. You will always get good in what you're doing. And if you do lots of indoor bouldering, guess what? You will get good at indoor bouldering. And if you're doing a lot of campus boarding, you will get good at campus boarding. Of course, all that might help you to some extent in your favorite discipline, and at some point it might be even necessary to reach even higher grades. But firstly, try to get in as many meters of the discipline you want to get good at. It will help you the most in terms of progress, especially at the beginning. Today I'm pretty sure that I should have spent more time at the crag and also outdoor bouldering and less time at the gym. And my third tip for today is try to get rid of grade respect. If your goal is to climb up the grade ladder, at some point you will have to step out of your comfort zone over and over again. When I started sport climbing outdoors, I believed that what was a limit 7B back then would soon feel like a 6C once my new limit would be 8A. But the truth is that 7B will always feel like 7B and 8A will always feel like 8A. The only thing that changes when you get stronger is the capability of your body for suffering, and that is actually what might enable you to at some point on-site stuff which was limit red point material some time ago, not the fact that it got easier. And that's the mindset you need when you want to master a new grade. You have to be willing to suffer even harder, even more. Not only because holes will be smaller and distances will get longer, but also because the training necessary to keep this level will be harder. Above all, try something. Don't be scared to try a route or a boulder just because it possesses an impressive grade or because it looks impossible. Trying something new, stepping out of one's comfort zone is always the first step of increasing one's capabilities. And with this quick advice, I'd like to end today's episode. As always, if you've got something from it, let me know by dropping some likes and comments, it helps a lot. And keep up the suggestions for beginner-related topics. Thanks for your attention, my friends. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.